Hey guys, David here. I just wanted to go through medikits for, say, a 4 or 5 day thing. And I just want to confirm that these are medikits for, say, a 4 or 5 day camp. It's not for a bug-out bag. They would be a bit bigger if it was. I've got one that goes in my belt, and I've got one that's kind of a Basecamp type of medibag. So first, I'd just like to go through the one that I've got on my belt. It's an Ramirez pouch, just because it was convenient and worked well for what I wanted. It could be used in any type of leather pouch or even canvas or something like that. I'll open this up. So it's fairly tightly packed in there. Just got some safety pins there. Pair of scissors. Originally I was actually just going to use a knife, but I found out using it in the field it's very useful to have a pair of scissors when dealing with first aid. Just a small tube of Savlon, just for antiseptic and skin healing. I got some surgical tape wrapped around with a cardboard inside a little baggie there, just to make sure it stays at least a little bit waterproof. Small coil of bandage there, obviously not completely sterile because it's not kept in anything, but this is just for quick use if it's for small wounds and things like that. Followed by a larger bandage which is actually sealed, so never going to have too many of those. That is a small needle in a container, mainly just being used for anything that needs to be pierced. It's not going to be used to stick in anyone, so well, unless needed to, but hopefully not. A little primary care and travel health guide from Life Systems. That came with an old medical kit that I bought that I took apart and comprised of this one with a few others. It's useful to have, just contains basic information about diseases and how to avoid things, regular medication and things like that. That is a large roll of a little bit thicker tape for bandages, just in case you want something a little bit stronger. These are 2 antiseptic cleaning wipes, another one from Life Systems that came out of the other medical kit. There's another one there. Okay, these are 4, 5, 6, so 5 dressings there. Menylene wound dressings, 5 centimeters by 5 centimeters. Pretty good for just normal cuts, maybe even something a little bit larger, but just stuff you get on the trail. Small strip of normal plaster material that you can just cut off any sizes that you want. I believe that stuff is actually waterproof as well. Small plaster. Right, I've got some aspirin in there, 300 milligrams, just useful to have, headaches and basic things. That is Sopadol, so a little bit stronger, bigger headaches, large cuts, that kind of thing. It's always good to have the names and the milligrams of the medication that you're putting in these, just in case, if you've already given some to someone and they've had medication before, you don't want to stack up too much on it in case it causes damage. That's just a menthol kind of throat lozenge, just in case you start losing your voice. Okay, that is, oh there we go, 5 surgical blades for a scalpel that I have in here. Sudafed, cold and flu, just in case really, you know, especially if you're camping for 4 days and it starts to get cold, you get a cold, just snap some of these, not a problem. 200 milligrams of Nurofen, again just something that I had laying around and I thought, well, might as well put it in the medical kit just in case. These are 3 motion sickness pills. I mean, if you're like me and you get motion sickness now and then, you know, if you say you're driving to wherever you're going to camp, you know, or something like that, then you can pop those just to stop any nausea coming on. Right, there's the scalpel, like I mentioned earlier, and a finger splint, just in case. Alright, and that's everything out of the one that I would have on my belt at all times. I'll move on to the Basecamp one that I would have on my belt at all times. Just want to do a little talk on the Basecamp medikit I've got, which is in a Milcom military first aid pack. So it's a large bag and pretty much held everything I needed it to. I put a small red tag on it mainly so that, you know, if I tell someone to go and get it, it's easy to see. It's just the pack with the red tag on it, and also at night if it falls on the floor, at least that'll reflect back some light when I'm using a torch. I think the whole thing together weighs about 145 grams, which is 8.6 ounces. Oh, and something I didn't say before, this one probably weighs about 200 grams, I think it is. Right, so I'll open this up. Opens into kind of 3 compartments. Right, if I go through the first compartment, just got some hand sanitizer, pretty useful to have when you're dealing with any medical situation. And also this Basecamp kit is obviously larger, so that I can have it in my bag. It can stay at base camp. Normally if I'm going camping, I'm camping with 3 or 4 people, so it's good to have something a little bit larger, a little bit longer lasting. Good pair of stainless steel scissors. This, what have I got here? 2 10 centimeter by 10 centimeter wound dressings for just something a little bit larger than a normal cut. Large tube of Germaline, local anaesthetic and antiseptic, so pretty good all round. Fairly large roll of waterproof, strong plaster material, just cut off the size you want. Inside this pouch here I have, I believe that's 3 or 4 5 centimeter by 5 centimeter wound dressings. I think that's everything in there. Right, middle pouch, the cotton crate bandage, all sealed, and another smaller bandage there which has already been used once. Small pair of tweezers for use getting out splinters. I've used these quite a few times now, very useful. Another few safety pins. Right, in there is different sizes of burn bandages, hence the little writing on there. It's kind of like a bandage with a gel on it which helps for burns. Thankfully it hasn't been used yet. Another pair of scissors, which is useful to have another pair. I think that's everything in the middle pouch. Right, moving on to the smaller one on the side. Surgical tape wrapped around some cardboard, and then some of the stronger stuff, again wrapped around some cardboard. Some skin closure tags, strips, just put them over a wound and keeps it closed. I think that's, oh no, right. There's 3 antiseptic wipes there. I believe on the other side there should be some more. Yep, so 3 more there. Right, now more medication. Panadol there, quite a more of a stronger painkiller. Some dioxycycline, which is an antibiotic. Always good to have, especially on a long camp. And that's 50 milligrams of tramadol. Probably the strongest painkiller that I have in here. Hopefully it will never need to be used, but I mean that will get rid of most pain for anything. There's some Senecot there. I've actually got some anti-diarrhea tablets in here, but you know, there are very few occasions when you might really need to go to the loo, so always good to have some of those. That's a decongestant for colds, things like that. Another packet of aspirin. I think that's some Imodium. Very, very useful to have with camping, or whether you're going hiking, camping, survivalism, whatever. Always good to have those. And I believe that's possibly everything out of here. Oh no. Also got some blister bandages. A bit like moleskin, but not quite as good. And that's it. That all fits inside that. Doesn't weigh that much. I've used the kit a few times for camping. I've just been really glad that I had all the gear that I did for it. So yeah, if there's any information that you want to know about any particular item, just hit me up with a comment, and I'll try and get back to you. Thanks very much for watching. About any particular item, just hit me up with a comment.